self-serving, persuasive talkers
of everything and nothing.
We are Conversation Con Artists. What's going on? It's your boy, Mr. On Point.
And I am Calamity Red.
And we are Conversation Con Artists coming at you live
We
on
are
Facebook.
live, folks. But if you're listening to this on Tuesday, don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about that. I need you to go to the website, www.conversationconartists.com. Check out the stories that we got, the links that we got, as well as leave us some feedback. You can find me on Twitter at Mr. MISTER_on point.
And I can be found at red_calamity. Also, we are still doing the listen letter portion of the show, but because we are live, we will be answering questions from people who comment on Facebook. So if you got a question, comment it. But if you have a question that you would like to answer for us to answer on later shows, you can send it to the website, or you can send it to our Gmail account, which is conversationconartists@gmail.com. Do we have any questions yet?
So Anthony is here with us listening in, and he has some questions for me that we're going to do.
All right.
Why did we want to start a podcast? Let you get started with that.
I really don't even have an answer to that. I listened to podcasts, and I thought it would be something cool to do. At the time, I was already making YouTube videos, so I thought podcasts would be easier because it's only audio. And then I drug Mr. On Point into it because I didn't want to do it by myself, because one, I have a tendency to not be very consistent, so he helps me help me accountable for shit. But I just thought it would be something cool to do because I enjoyed listening to the read at the time, and I just thought, shit, I could do that. That would be cool to do. So that was the reason for the podcast. Nothing exciting, really.
Yeah, and she called me and was like, hey, you want to do a podcast? And, I like to talk. So, yeah, I said yeah. And I will always say yeah because I like talking. I can't stop. The next question is, what is the origin of the name? All right. So, I kind of brainstormed on what the name was going to be. And we came up with Conversation Con Artists because, we were both therapists. So, it was kind of like, let's figure out a name that represents talking, conversation, and as therapists, we kind of craft a narrative for a client to use,
or help them craft the narrative.
And help them craft their narrative. But we kind of play with the dialogue.
We con them a little bit. It takes a little conning.
So Conversation Con Artists seem to fit. That being said, there is a long list of names that we thought about.
He's gonna read some of them all. Originally, we wanted to do kind of a opposite kind of thing where two words but with two opposite meanings, and so that's why a lot of the names have that. Conversation Con Artists didn't, but the one we chose actually didn't have that, but the other ones that we came up with did. So don't judge us for this, but I'm reading all of these. The Clever Comrades / or Companions, Talking Contradictions, The Conversationalists, The Mad Messengers, The Loudspeakers, The Hopeless Romantics, The Jaded Enthusiasts, The Unhelpful Help, The Last Hopes, The Endless Limits, The Iconic Nobodies, The Considerate Rebels, The Late Registrars, Conversation Con Artists, The Calm Ranters, Masters of Diddley, The Distinguished Posers. And then we have some names for the conversation: Unbearably Pleasant Convo, Talking the Talk, Irrational Therapy, All Talks of Life, Talking About Stuff, Nothing's That Serious, Memoirs of a Mad World, Divided Dialogue, Dispelling Ignorance, Agree to Disagree, An Odd Exchange, Fluent in Gibberish, Dissecting Society, Deliberate Nonsense, Absurd Clarity, or Proficient in Tirades. And then we got rid of the segments altogether, so all that name coming up with was wasted and kind of pointless.
Yeah, so it was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Masters of Diddley, yeah.
That could have gone in so many different directions. The Late Registrars is great.
Oh yeah. German jumping in here. What's up, man? The next question is, how has podcasting changed or helped you?
I don't know that. I think I will say that it helps me stay current because I have to have things to talk about for the show. So shit that I would probably normally ignore and maybe not pay attention to, I have to now because I have to have content for the show. And also, again, anybody that has ever seen the YouTube channel that I do have, you know that I have a tendency to like fall off and be gone and nobody knows where I am. This has been, and the reason we're doing the live episode, I don't think we mentioned, is because we've been doing this for a year now at this point. This is episode 52. And this is the longest that I have consistently done anything. So it has actually helped me with my consistency, too, I think. So what about you? What has it done for you?
It's helped me talk more because I like to talk. You know, I mean, but I like having dialogues and whatnot. And this just been an opportunity to get out some of my thoughts and my opinions and speak with somebody that I, you know, trust their point of view and their perspective, and just be able to carry on that dialogue that really kind of helps you grow, sharpens the mind. And it's been really good to have, you know, y'all supporting and, you know, giving feedback and commenting and everything.
Let me just say that when we started this, I did it because it was something I wanted to do, but I honestly didn't think anybody was going to give a shit about it. Like, the fact that we have people that listen overseas just blew me. I was like, what? They listen to us ramble all week in, week out. Overseas. Like, I don't understand. That has been kind of cool to see the reception that it's gotten, because it was way more than what I thought it was going to be.
Now, I have to say, if y'all notice, I got Captain America back here in the background.
I tried to get him to take that shit down.
Yeah, she did try to get me to take it down, but it wasn't going to happen. But right in front of it is Groot. And we were having a conversation about Groot committing suicide.
Groot did not commit suicide because he came back.
But that don't change that he killed himself. Coming back don't make a difference.
It does make a difference. If you kill yourself right now, that's it. If I kill myself, that's it. Groot sacrificed one of his lives. Like, so, okay, Cat.
So suicide is contingent upon killing yourself and staying gone.
Yeah.
That ain't in no dictionary.
But that's it. That just comes along with suicide.
The part of suicide is the life part. That when you take your life, you're gone now. That's suicide.
Groot did not commit suicide. He made a sacrifice.
About committing suicide.
He did. It wasn't suicide. Let's see. What are we?
Whatever.
I don't have any like happy. Oh, well, I mean, we could start off with just by saying rest in peace to Tommy from Martin. That was so sad because he got sick like quickly and he died quickly. I think he had an aneurysm in like his stomach or something to that effect, and like people were reporting that he was dead before he was dead.
Anthony
which was
Anderson,
rude.
he tweeted out that, you know, rest in peace before it happened, and he was like, I heard from somebody that it had happened.
Yeah,
he had to backtrack.
So that was kind of messed up.
I just
like,
don't see what
day.
people rush be like the first one to say this person died. I don't.
They want to be first. I don't know. But rest in peace to him. We never did find out what his job was.
So, you know, the dialogue that always come up with
What?
these actors is Martin or Fresh Prince.
Really?
Yeah. Because they were out at the same time, and Martin and Fresh Prince.
As a kid, I watched. Martin was a lot more risque than Fresh Prince was. Fresh Prince was very like family friendly. So I watched more Fresh Prince as a kid than I did Martin. And then when I got older, I like caught Martin more. So for me, it was Fresh Prince like at the time that it was on TV.
We couldn't even watch Martin. My mama wouldn't let us watch Martin.
I don't know that I don't know.
Man,
Maybe my brothers did. I don't know.
But we couldn't watch Martin. But they two different contexts.
They are.
One of them is about a
totally
kid who almost basically go into foster care, essentially, and the other one about a grown man with bills and relationship problems. And they the same age. Like, are they the same age?
I don't know. I don't think they're the same age.
I don't know why I thought they were the same age.
I don't think they are. I can't see the comments.
But rest in peace, Tommy.
Okay, let me just get into this whole like.
Anthony said Tommy sold them bricks.
Maybe that was what he did, because he never they continuously made jokes about him not having a job, and he never was like, I do got a job, I do A, B, C, or D. He never said like,
maybe he worked for the government.
He could have said I work for the government. He didn't have to say what his job was. And shout out government names.
Government name
Anthony
podcast
is
Shogun and Cole Jackson.
Okay, I usually don't do a lot of political stuff, but this just has been a week of just shitty political stuff. Let's just start with Jeff Sessions. Well, no, I guess I have to go back to Donald Trump saying that you know, when you have money, you can just grab women by the vagina. I don't use the other word, so I'm gonna go with vagina, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Jeff Sessions, who is an Alabama senator, was asked about that right after the debate, and he basically was like, I didn't hear him. I think it's a stretch to call that sexual assault, and I don't know what he meant by it, and I don't really know how that would even happen anyway. You don't know how it would happen for somebody to run up and grab somebody by the crotch? It's very simple. You walk up and you grab him by the crotch, Jeff. I don't understand what that means. Like, anybody now that is in defense of Donald Trump at this point, you just sound like an idiot. Like, there's no way for you to do it and not sound crazy, because most of the stuff that he has said is indefensible. Like, you cannot defend him. And you just sound stupid as shit. I don't understand.
It's crazy because the Republican Party, they rational senses has gone out of it. Like, they are trading in their morals, their ethics, and just rational understandings of how life works to support Donald Trump. And you know what? When Donald Trump don't win the presidency, y'all still gonna be stuck with this bullshit that's on paper that y'all believe and that y'all supported. And like, y'all ain't never gonna be able to write legislation to help this shit now.
No.
Forever. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be, you remember that time you defended Donald Trump grabbing folks where they didn't need to be grabbed and talking about Lindsay Lohan and all this different stuff that he doing?
Now, a lot of the Republicans have backed off and they don't want to take up for him because you can't. But Jeff Sessions is one of those people who's hanging in there. Robert Bentley, who is our shitty ass governor, also said something about not being able to support him. But it's like, Rob, come on now. You just had a sex scandal earlier this year where you were talking to your mistress and got recorded. So, like, I don't know that you really need to be talking about, like, values and people who don't have them, because, like, you in the same boat with him. Like, y'all are riding together in the same sinking ass boat. Like,
it's too late. It's too late. You should have done that long ago. Long ago, you should have been like, you know what? We can't really fuck with Donald Trump like this. It's too late. Like, and the thing, I think the problem with Donald Trump is that he's been able to live like a celebrity for the last 64 years. Yeah. Well, let's say 67. And the last 3 or 4 years is when he done got involved in this political stuff, starting with, you know, President Obama and the birther movement.
Oh my God.
And so, since he spent all that time living out celebrity, you can probably go find something that Donald Trump has said every single year of his life, probably 5 times every year. That's been bullshit.
Probably.
You know?
Oh, for everybody that keep talking this shit about, you know, this was 11 years ago and he was young. He was 59. That is not a child. That is not somebody who shouldn't fucking know. But, like, please miss me with all of that. It was 11 years ago. He was 59 at the time that he made that comment. And at 59, you pretty much set up to be who you are. And you're not going to change drastically. He is who he is. He believed that then. I'm sure he still believes that now. Only reason he is even, and not really even apologizing, I don't even know that you could, like, legitimately call it an apology, what he did. He kind of just brushed it off. I mean, he was 59. There's no excusing that away. This was not a youthful indiscretion. And also for people who keep talking about, 50 Shades of Grey, I saw some shit about that too. Like, women like 50 Shades of Grey, but you got a problem with what Donald Trump said. 50 Shades of Grey is about a consensual BDSM relationship. What Donald Trump is talking about is randomly going up to people he finds attractive and grabbing them in their crotch with or without their permission. Not quite the same thing. You're reaching a little bit.
And he explicitly stated that he used his fame for that. Like,
that he can get away with it because of who he is. So that's not the same thing. Good try though, but it's not the same thing.
this ain't the last we hearing of Donald Trump.
Oh, hell no.
In this podcast.
No.
Because, all of this stuff is coming out now. It's like, it was Hillary Clinton against Donald Trump, but now that he done started attacking the public, like the women that are coming out about sexual assault from him, and the people on The Apprentice talking about, we finna out him. Lil Jon, he was on the 13th season of Apprentice and said that Donald Trump referred to him as Uncle Tom for that particular episode. Because whatever campaign they were supposed to be creating, he dressed up as Uncle Sam, and Donald Trump immediately started calling him Uncle Tom. And they, to be fair, they said that Donald Trump didn't really seem to know the offensiveness of the word, and once they told him to stop saying it, he stopped saying it. You're
a man and you're again, how do you not know why Uncle Tom is offensive when you were around at the time? Like, I don't. Oh, Lord. I just don't understand how that misses, like, you completely missed that.
Listen.
Memo.
Donald Trump is... So, Anthony said, but it's just locker room talk, okay? So...
I ain't never been in a locker room. If that's the shit y'all talk about in the locker room, fuck all
I'm just saying, I don't know what a 59-year-old man locker room look like.
Does he ever even play sports in his life? Because he don't look like athletic like he was ever. Has he ever even been in a locker room? Not to mention the fact you were doing an interview. You were not in a locker room. I don't even know what the fuck that has to do with anything. You were not even standing in a locker room when you made that comment. So that, again, that was a nice try, but no. Donald.
What I will say is, I ain't never heard rape talked about in a locker room. I ain't never heard sexual assault talked about in a locker room. And maybe the last time I was in the locker room, I was 17. So maybe that makes a difference.
Shit, like the way these 17-year-olds are now drugging folks.
But it made a lot of athletes around the country mad
to
say
a lot
that
of them are
we're
like,
men,
nope.
so this is what we talk about. Nah, bro, you can't put that out on us. Take responsibility for that shit you be talking about, Donald Trump. But Donald Trump is 70 years old. He is supposed to be a little bit racist. He is supposed to be a little bit sexist. He's supposed to be misogynist. He's supposed to be xenophobic. He's supposed to be all that shit. But he's not supposed to be running for the president. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the age of people that got all that shit going on.
Yeah.
And he ain't even pretending like he don't. That's the thing, like, you could at least pretend like you ain't got that shit going on, right?
He's incapable of it, though. Like, he's such a narcissist. Also, I guess just gonna ride this Donald Trump train for a little while.
Ride the Donald Trump train?
As far as the conversation
that just sounds crazy. It just sounds weird.
All of his supporters, and I'm especially disappointed in the women. There was a hashtag that went around on fucking Twitter where they were talking about repealing the 19th Amendment because a report came out that said if only women voted, Hillary would win by a humongous margin. But if only men voted, Donald Trump would win by a incredibly large margin. And I'm a little disappointed in you folks, in you men folks, because what? Really? Seriously? Y'all would put Donald in the White House if it was left up to y'all.
Don't put that shit on me. If you separate white men from black men, I'm pretty sure you get a different picture. I'm sure if you get black men, Donald Trump would not be in the White House. America is predominantly white men, so of course.
I guess. I was still disappointed. But there were women that were also tweeting this, talking about repealing the 19th Amendment. And if you don't know what the 19th Amendment is, it's the reason why my female ass can vote at all. So you're going to go back 200 years and just say, fuck all of the shit that the women did for liberation solely so that you can get this misogynistic man in office. Do you know how stupid you sound? Like, I just could not believe, and there were women who were like, I would gladly give up my right to vote if it meant Donald Trump would get in the office. Really, bitch? Well, how about you just don't vote anyway? Because you obviously don't have the sense God gave a goose, as my grandmother would say, and you don't need to be voting anyway. So how about you don't speak for all of us? How about your ass just don't vote and just let the rest of us handle what we need to handle? On election day, you just absolutely pretend like they did repeal your right and just don't fucking go. But don't speak for me. Don't speak for me.
So Anthony says, but for real, he kind of was telling the truth. Stars can do a lot to females. Explain why Lil Wayne and Rick Ross got kids. Money make people's morals disappear. Now, valid point. That don't change it from being sexual assault.
Exactly. The women that laid down with Lil Wayne, and I get you, because he looked like a sewer rat. I think I've said that time and time again.
That's new. You didn't say that last time.
What did I say last time?
I don't remember, but you didn't say sewer rat. Because when you just said sewer rat, I thought about Pulp Fiction. Because he said sewer rat might taste like pumpkin pie. Because I'll never know. And I know I would have thought of that last time if you would have said sewer rat, so I know you didn't say sewer rat.
He looks disgusting. The women who have laid down and procreated with Lil Wayne did so voluntarily. What Donald Trump is talking about, like, let me just say this. If I'm ever out somewhere and somebody walk up and just grab, I don't give a fuck who it is. I'm throwing hands. Like, you're not finna just walk up grabbing on me. Like, what? That's not okay. Like, them having kids mean that these women saw money and decided that they was, gonna set themselves up for life because they were gonna get, child support. If Donald Trump walk up and grab me by the crotch and walks away, I don't have shit to show for that. But all Lil Wayne baby mamas are living very lavishly, I am sure. Because he does, I will give him that. He takes care of his kids. I've never heard anybody say that he don't take care of his children. So the difference being is the consent part. Like, if they want to sleep with Lil Wayne, I don't get it. I wouldn't do it. But it's a choice. Like, somebody just walking up to you when you out at an event, just grabbing on you, that ain't a choice. That's assault. And I'm going to act accordingly.
And to be fair, there are groupies out there. There are women that will let you do that. Yeah. But Donald Trump was talking about a woman who wouldn't let him do that. He was talking about a woman that was married and wouldn't let him go forward because she was married. So, like, that is the definition of sexual assault. He went for it. He tried it. He got turned down. The fact that he tried it without knowing that it was okay made it sexual assault. But him being a celebrity makes it okay in some instances because women will allow it to happen. But in the heads of those celebrities, it makes it okay for all women. And that's a problem because there's a lot of women who ain't trying to hear your shit.
I would knee him in the balls. Like, he wouldn't even be able to find his testicles. Like, I would kick them. If it is even possible to kick somebody's balls back into their bodies, that is what would happen. So do not be grabbing me by the crotch.
I do want to let you know. Do you know if you kick Donald Trump old ass in the balls, he's gonna die? You know that, right?
I don't need to go to jail for murder for killing his old ass.
Especially not if it's unintended. I mean, if I'm going to jail for murder, I meant to kill your ass. It ain't gonna be no, I knocked you out, you hit your head on the sidewalk, and then you bled out in the hospital 3 days later. Like, no.
He would have to get
you won't bleed out in the
balls.
hospital 3 days later. Bleeding out happen right now.
Yeah.
Not later.
Yeah.
So,
I would have to. It'd have to happen. I would have to knee him in the balls. And then I would be like, oh, but I felt like because I was here and you grabbed me and touched me, I thought it was just a touch and free for all. Did I touch you too hard? I'm sorry. The fuck out of here, Donald. Ew. Who would want? Ew. Just those little. Have you seen his hands? He has little baby hands. He probably wouldn't even be able to fully grab somebody in the crotch. His little baby hands wouldn't allow it.
Well, maybe he would.
I don't want to find out. I don't want to know.
So, another listener we got, Colin, he asked about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Now, she is a Supreme Court justice.
Your brother said manslaughter. Hey, D.
My brother done joined the situation. So, Colin asked about Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Well, if you don't know it, she's a Supreme Court justice, and she talked about Colin Kaepernick. I don't know how to say it. Whatever it is.
I say Kaepernick.
I say Kaepernick too. I don't know. It just rolls off the tongue. One smooth motion. Copernic. You got to stop in the middle like it's all aggressive like German. What is it?
Copernic reminds me of something. Like somebody else's name or something. Copernic. I'm going to think of what it is.
But she basically commented about not Black Lives Matter, but his... Copernicus.
That's what that reminds me of.
She commented about protesting the national anthem and pretty much called it dumb and said that, it's not worth doing. She said she wouldn't put nobody in jail for it, but it's just a real ignorant move to make. And it kind of shows the irresponsibility and the positions that you get put in to misrepresent something that you don't know nothing about, because she came out later and said, oh, I didn't know why they were protesting. I didn't know what was going on. I mean, she is old enough to still just listen to the radio and probably only one station.
Don't make a comment then. Don't comment on shit you don't know about and then apologize. I think I've gone on and on about people apologizing for shit that they're not sorry for. if you were aware of the complete situation, as somebody who is a political figure, you should have just kept your mouth closed until you did know all the details surrounding the situation. The fact that you didn't know what the fuck was going on and decided to make that comment, that's your fault, Ruth. Like, you should have shut up until you knew everything. And then you would have had to come back and make a second statement and apologize.
Ginsburg. That's likely Jewish.
Don't make me lie. I have no idea.
Ginsburg.
Maybe.
I don't know. It just makes me... So, maybe she is. Either way, I just think, like, different oppressed groups... I don't understand how it's so hard to see another person's oppression. Like, I'm a man. I know women are oppressed. I'm black. I'm oppressed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in that context... There are a bunch of different groups in our society that are oppressed, and to come out and be so dismissive of it, instead of saying, well, she didn't know what it was about. She could have said, well, I need to find a little bit more about what it's about outside of what I don't know about it.
And I think she said that that's what she should have said at the time that she was asked about it, because she didn't know what was going on.
She is old. She looked like a prune. A white one. Ain't no white prunes, but if it was, that, you know... That's how it looked.
She been around a while. She has.
Yeah.
Oh, Colin. Sorry, Colin. He said his flash don't work.
What flash?
I guess the flash on the computers to play the video.
Oh, dang. You can check it out on your phone. Might work. I don't know how much data you got. I got unlimited plan.
Don't do that, because this shit gonna be long. You're gonna go over.
You might want to try to download Firefox real quick. That might help it out. Flash, I think they stopped letting Flash work on Chrome because they had an exploit.
I think so.
They had an exploit. So if you're trying to use Chrome, Flash probably gonna trip for a little bit.
But they have something in place? Because I'm on Chrome and I can see it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Or maybe it's a update that Chrome got.
You have any more on Trump before we move on?
Just Ben Carson defending Trump. Listen.
Fuck
he had a prominent career. Like, he was well respected by everybody. The surefire way to make sure that your legacy ain't shit is to be on some political bullshit at the end of your career. So he was on MSNBC, CNN, something, whatever. That morning show. Them two, was a man and a woman.
I don't know.
I can't remember. He was on the morning show, and she asked him if he felt like the accusers were lying because he had said this or implied this. And he said, listen, it doesn't matter if they were telling the truth or not. The only thing that matters is that this train is going over. He was talking about our economy. And he was saying that basically because our economy is suffering and the person that he believes will fix the economy, that we shouldn't be focusing on the sexual assault and all of those things.
Let's just say, let's go into Kanye's world and say that Donald Trump could fix the economy.
Mind you, that is the world of unicorns, top hats, monocles, things that don't make sense. Go ahead.
Let's say that he could fix the economy. At the expense of what? At the expense of losing everything else? At the expense of women's lib being reversed? Us essentially becoming slaves again? Building a wall? Like, anarchy, essentially.
You know we won't become slaves again, right?
Oh, no. I know.
We'll all die. We'll all die.
Yeah, we will.
I'll definitely die.
I will die. I'm sorry.
It's like if they put a gun in my head and said, boy, pick this cotton or take this bullet,
go on, pull that trigger,
you might well shoot me.
Go ahead and pull
you finna get your ass whooped one. Like, before somebody else shoot me. And maybe you'll get shot in the crossfire or something like that. That's the only retribution I get. But then I assume that, we gonna get like some express passes to heaven type situation going. I don't know. I kind of hope it worked like that. I don't know.
Does heaven have express passes?
I hope so.
I need one of them.
If they just start killing black folks straight up, I would hope that God would be like, listen, I created the situation. I know. I could have came down and helped it out too. But you know how I work. I let y'all do y'all thing.
Mysterious ways.
Yeah, exactly. So mysteriously enough, y'all got killed in the turn of events. I didn't expect this situation, but y'all get some flash passes for heaven. Maybe it's like a 2-month little entrance to heaven, and then you get kicked out, and then you account for your sins. Like, I hope you enjoyed this 2 months, but you're going to hell. Your life was horrible.
I don't know.
It's weird seeing myself make all these gestures. I just did something where it looked like I'm DJing. I don't know what that was. So that's all I got about Donald Trump, man. Ben Carson, what the fuck are you doing, man? Go somewhere. Just go somewhere.
Uncle Tom.
I don't even like the term Uncle Tom. There's a movie called Goodbye Uncle Tom. You should watch it. It's about slavery. You shouldn't watch it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you was talking it up. I was looking at you. My stands about the slavery movies. Gabrielle Union is suing BET. And I don't blame her. So, most of you, I don't know how many of y'all like watched Being Mary Jane. It was a movie, and then BET turned it into a show. And so Gabrielle Union signed on to do the show. Each season was supposed to be no more than 13 episodes. Well, because the show got such a good reception, they gave Gabrielle Union a pay increase. Well, they decided, I guess, that they didn't want to pay her at that rate for 2 more seasons. So what they tried to do was they tried to convince her to shoot 20 episodes for her 13 episode rate in an attempt to get 2 seasons out of her. So I guess like season 3 would be 10 episodes, and then season 4 would be 10 episodes without them actually having to pay her for 2 seasons. So she's suing their ass, and I don't blame them, because first of all, you gave me the raise. You shouldn't have given me the raise if you ain't got the money to pay me going forward. That's your fault. Secondly, don't be trying to pull the wool over my eyes. The thing that makes me mad more than anything else in every relationship that I've ever had, don't insult my intelligence. Don't tell me shit that don't make sense, because that means to me that you think that I'm stupid. And we gonna have a fucking problem. I can't stand that. So don't treat me like I'm stupid. If I signed on to do 13 episodes and then you come with 20, don't think that I don't know you trying to get over on my ass. Like, I know that's what's going on. I know that's why you want me to shoot 7 extra episodes. Like, I know that's what's happening. So she's suing BET, and
I wonder how much that 1 season contract is.
I don't know.
For that 13.
I don't know. I'm sure.
And I wonder how much her increase was.
I think it's like so much, like $150,000 an episode.
BET got so much money, and it's so cheap. They can have shit good to me as far as I'm concerned since Comic View.
I liked the game, but I liked it before BET. When BET got it, I stopped watching it because they started changing too much shit, and it just got to be too cliche, and so I ain't watching no more. I don't know the last time my television was on BET outside of like the awards, when the awards come on.
So is it safe to say BET fucked the game up?
Yeah. It is indeed. That is exactly what happened. They fucked the game up. Because that show went downhill, and I think people lost interest. You never seen the game?
I know who played in it.
UPN, then it went to the CW, and then
Underpaid
BET
Negroes.
picked it up. Yeah.
What was CW?
Just the CW. I don't know. I never knew what it stood for. It was just the CW. I don't know.
Colors withheld.
No, because they had like 7 Heaven and other stuff on there too. On the CW.
Colors withheld.
Oh,
no colors. No colors allowed on the CW.
Colors withheld. I don't know. I don't know what the CW stood for. Oh, he said. Your brother said that the full movie is on YouTube. Uncle Tom's Camping.
About Uncle Tom. Yeah, it's on YouTube.
So, if you want, I don't do the slave movies anymore, so I shan't be watching. But yeah, so Gabby is suing BET, and I mean, I just feel like you create a station specifically for black folks, and then you get black actors and try to pull this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then get upset when people take their shows to like Issa Rae is doing her Insecure show on HBO. When they go to other places with it, you just can't do that. Don't try to gouge me. Pay me what you owe. Pay me what you owe.
HBO handing out the ducats.
Have you seen Insecure? The first episode?
I ain't never really been on her awkward black girl
Anybody
train.
that watched Awkward Black Girl, it's just Awkward Black Girl on HBO with a new name. And I mean, I kind of like Awkward Black Girl because I can relate to some of it because I'm awkward as shit. So I got it. I didn't like the first episode of Insecure. I'll just say that. I wasn't a fan. And I don't know if I'll watch anymore. It's not like Atlanta. Atlanta got me as soon as I started watching it. Insecure, I
like Atlanta.
And this week's episode was amazing. Best episode so far, I think.
Yeah, I like Atlanta.
Yeah.
That shit's good. So, Gabrielle Union, we've been talking about, The Birth of a Nation came out and, they're registering it as a flop. I mean, I don't know what constitutes a flop with movies, but
I don't know either.
They're constituting it as a flop. But Gabrielle Union came out and said that she does support the boycotting of the movie in the sense that Nate Parker got all this stuff going on about rape allegations and all this jazz, and as a rape survivor herself, before I mentioned if you boycott the movie, isn't it taken away from Gabrielle Union and those survivors and other women that have been in that situation? And so for her to come out and say that, she supports the boycott in the sense that she's a survivor, and this is a struggle that I think a lot of black women are gonna have, and dual oppressions, I guess to say. Like if you black and gay, if you're a black woman, sometimes you got to choose between being black and being woman.
Yeah.
And she mentioned that, in this instance, she understands if you choose black and she understands if you choose women.
Yeah. Because
she don't want to invalidate sexual assault survivors that don't want to see it because of that. Because, it might trigger them, And
I still maintain that Nate Parker made this so much worse than it had to be with his apathetic stance towards it. And every interview, it just got worse and worse and worse, and people just lost respect. Like, it just got worse. Every time he opened his mouth, it was just like, dude, do you want this movie to be successful or not? So, I don't know. Again, I had already said I wasn't going to go see Birth of a Nation because I am still adamant about supporting movies that show us as things more than slaves. Not that I don't think Nate Turner's story isn't important. Not that I don't think all the other slaves. It's just we were more than that. And I just don't want to keep seeing that. And I don't want those to be continuously the movies that get the award nominations, because we contributed so much more to history than just being slaves and having the country built on our backs. Like, I just would like to see some other depictions of us. So, and those are the things that I'm going to support, not the slave movies. Okay. I'm not going to tell nobody else not to go and see them, but I just personally don't want to.
Okay, so I'm going to throw a wild card out there. And if you, in the movie world, if you're thinking about making a movie, writing a book, a story, check this out. Would you go see a movie in which the roles were reversed completely, and black people were the slave masters and white people were the slaves? And I don't know, the movie could be taking place during that time period, or it could be taking place now, where we got black privilege and all of the stuff that we got. I don't know, but would you watch that?
I would, because it's fictional. It ain't history. That's a work of fiction. So, yeah.
Your problem with those movies is that it's a real retelling of situations that was bullshit.
Of situations that's bullshit. And there are other situations that could be retold that aren't such bullshit. And I'm just tired of people making the choice. Like The Help, I didn't see The Help. I didn't see The Butler. I didn't see Django. Like, over the last 4 or 5 years, it's just been such an influx of slave-based movies, and I'm over it. Again, I never tell anybody else that they shouldn't go. I get that history and all of that jazz, which is why I don't ever tell anybody else, like, well, you should be tired of seeing these slave. I don't care. Go see it. Cool. I don't really care. I just have made the decision that I'm not going to anymore. I want to support black actors being able to be something other than slaves.
I think they need to make a movie, an action movie, with George Washington Carver and peanuts and peanut allergies and
he was just dropping dead
guns.
left and right.
Yeah, and he the hero. And he got a gun. He got a machine gun that's made out of peanuts. Like you throw, you know how they throw a big clip of bullets around their back. He got it, but it's just peanuts. And he killing everybody with the allergy. I don't know.
You should write a screenplay.
If you listening and you bought that movie life, check it out. That might be a good idea. It might get you rich.
Oh, I don't know, Eddie. There's somebody named Eddie that agrees with
Yep, Eddie number 2.
That's tired of
Eddie number 2. He
that's tired of slave movies. I just can't. It's
he is my old roommate brother, Yogi.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Yogi brother.
Oh, hey.
If you click on the picture, they look
exactly
they
alike.
look just all of them look alike.
I know Yogi. Yeah, I'm tired of them. Like, we've contributed more to history. So again, I don't fault anybody else for going to see them, and I understand wanting to maintain history. But at this age, like, I know it's not like I'm gonna learn. Like, kids, yes. I don't know that Nat Turner story was kid friendly because it was like a slave rebellion and murders, but I understand wanting kids to understand their history. I'm not a kid, so I'm not gonna forget what happened. I promise, I won't forget. I'm not gonna forget.
When did you learn about Nat Turner?
As an adult, not as a kid. That wasn't one of the things.
That shit ain't. They don't talk about that shit during Black History Month.
No, it does not. No, they do not. Yeah, I was an adult. I think in college. Because that was not one. George Washington Carver, the cliche things. That's what I learned during Black History Month in school. And it was only during Black History Month because history books do not, they have like a little blurb about slavery and then we move the fuck on past that because it's not something people like to think about even though the shit happened. So Black History Month was where I got to learn the most about the contributions Black people have made to the country because again, history books have like a little bitty blurb. What?
German said, call it these nuts, the George Washington Carver story. That is a win.
That is a win. Y'all need to write it. Oh, crazy. Eddie said he number 1, you number 2.
We will be doing this all night. We can continue this.
Oh my God, these nuts. I love it. That's amazing.
So, continuing, I guess, to talk about, starting to talk about the black condition. Clearly we have Black Lives Matter that exists.
We do.
And we got Floyd Mayweather that came out talking about all lives matter. He said that he's learned through his life experiences that black people just need to follow the rules and be nice to people.
I'm just going to go ahead and say Floyd been banged in the head too many times. And that's what this is a result of.
Listen,
I think this is...
Listen, I don't want you to dismiss the fact that he was probably born nearly retarded, okay? Getting hit in the head sometimes, that just is worsening the condition.
Let me say, I don't know if there's any white people watching. Let me say this. I just want to take this opportunity to say Black Lives Matter never, ever, ever meant that only Black Lives Matter. I don't know why people put that only there when there isn't an only there. And I think that's why people get upset is because they hear an only that's not there, and so they hear only Black Lives Matter. The reason why we get upset when people say all lives matter is because what you're doing is it's an effort to divert attention from the fact that black folks are out here getting killed. And that's the whole reason why Black Lives Matter was created, because it seemed like y'all didn't fucking get it. We do matter. And so that's why. It's not saying that nobody else's lives matter. It's not saying that, we obviously the end all be all. Like, nobody ever said that. And that is not what Black Lives Matter is supposed to stand for. And Floyd Mayweather is a fucking idiot.
He
just is a child. He has, I think his growth and development stopped when he was about 8 or 9 years old, because he has like that little kid mentality about money and spending money and girls, and he just has a childlike mentality when it comes to a lot of things. So I ain't surprised that he on that all lives matter train.
He just ain't a regular black person.
No.
And I hate to say it like that, but he has very little over his life experienced these situations because he been boxing since he was pretty young, and now he got all of this money that he throw on in a room, roll all around on, throw on Instagram, post videos about, and he think that he can weigh in on the conditions of somebody that's poor, on the conditions of somebody that live in a community that don't really support them. You know, somebody that's not protected by the police.
Anthony said that Floyd Mayweather read that.
He ain't read nothing. He ain't read a damn thing.
Oh, God. 50 Cent was so wrong for that shit, bringing the fact that man was illiterate to the masses.
His ass should be able to read. If your ass can't read as a grown man, you know, what does it say about our society that your grown ass can't read, but you got $700 million? What kind of shit is that? He
said he don't need to read. He can pay somebody to read.
There are black geniuses in the hood right now that's 5 years old that's gonna damn just work at damn a factory the rest of their damn life. That if they had the opportunity or the platform, they could be amazing. Yep. And I think that represents the disconnect that Floyd Mayweather have from the just common struggle. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been pulled over a bunch of times, and I ain't super struggle. You know?
Yeah.
I ain't middle class yet, but I'm working on it type situation. But like, those are my experiences. He ain't got to worry about that. The cars that he driving around in, he ain't got to worry about them situations.
Nope.
The area that he live in, he ain't got to worry about them situations.
Nope.
You know, so it comes to that dialogue where it's like, should these celebrities all have a unlimited pass to weigh in on this, on the circumstances of the African American community? I think fuck no. Because some people need to shut up. Young Thug, shut up.
It's free.
Floyd Mayweather, shut up.
Shutting the fuck up is free. It don't cost nobody nothing. You just keep your lips together. It's so easy. It's so simple. Just don't talk.
Just
stop talking.
Like, and that's one thing that I think social media has done. It's made people who otherwise would not get involve themselves in ways that are more harmful than helpful. And
it just makes you like, there are so many celebrities that I look at so differently because I've seen them tweet or Instagram certain stuff, and it's just like, you really are an idiot. Like, in real life, you're a dumbass. Never knew
but
that.
It make me support some people too.
Yeah.
Like Robert De Niro came out and roasted Trump ass.
Isn't he married to a black woman?
He is married to a black woman.
I thought so.
So yeah. I guess should have expected that out of him anyway.
He better if you want to don't want to get kicked out of the house. His wife look like she might. She look like Michelle.
Man in New York?
Giuliani.
Not him.
The ex-man. Oh, the current man.
He got a black wife, but he still let Hillary Clinton do that colored people time joke. Now, he did the colored people time joke. And Hillary Clinton was kind of like that, awkwardly like, damn, you done fucked this up for me. How dare you? Ain't your wife black?
Well, and here's the thing that I've noticed about interracial relationships. There are two types. There is the type where people are able to maintain their own culture, and then there's the type where they give it up for the other person. So his wife might be one of those who won't check him on saying shit or has been so enmeshed that she forgot. You know what I'm saying? Like, his privilege kind of gets extended to you. One, he's the mayor, and then two, he's white. His privilege gets extended to you, and then you just kind of forget. You know, I think that Robert De Niro's wife has held on to her cult. You know, they both have held on to their cultures and just kind of came together. And some people are not able to do that. Some people forget, like, you might be married to an other, but you not other. You are what you are. Like,
this made me think about something so inappropriate. So I started thinking about how he got with her, and I thought about that joke that Fresh Prince that Will Smith used to do on the show where he was like, "Hey girl, do you have any black in you?" And she'd be like, "Do you want some?" Like, I imagine he did that, but like with white. Like, you really have any white in you? You want some? Well, she could have said, yeah, I mean, just by traditional definition, almost every black American got white in them just from the conditions of slavery and rape and the, you know, master culture, you know.
I hope nobody ever walks up to me and say no shit like that.
What you gonna say?
I don't even know. It's not gonna be pleasant though. I mean, people walk up and say, dudes come up to me calling me soul sister all the time.
Hey, soul sister.
Not white guys. Not white guys. Black guys come up to me and say, "What's up?" So that would be awkward if a white man was like, "Hi, soul sister." That would be strange. No, just like people come up and say simple shit because they don't know what else to say. I could deal with that better than somebody asking me if I got white in me, though. Do I won't sell them? What?
So
no.
I don't know why this brought this up for me, but it's a white professional that I deal with from time to time, and I'm gonna tell y'all a little bit about black folks handshakes. Okay, black dudes specifically, black dudes handshake. So the core handshake is you slap each other hand, you pull it in with the end of your fingers, and then you slide in where you interlock thumbs, and then from there you make one of several moves. You either pull out and snap, you either grab and then pull into each other and then tap each other on the back for like a hug type situation, or you just pull straight back like like you cranking up a lawnmower. And it's a older white professional. He got to be nearly 60. That every time we get ready to part ways, he do the slap, pull in, lock thumbs, and then the pull out. Like, I don't really know. It like take me by surprise every time it happened. Like, I don't really know what to do. I know in the context of where I'm at, it ain't no point of fighting it. It's just gonna have to happen. But I know he don't do that to his white counterparts.
Probably not.
Like, he don't go into his family reunion and be like, "What's up, folks?" and give everybody that like that. But it's just funny to me that my skin color. No, I recognize it for what it is. He's trying to show me that he knows something about my culture. He's trying to portray this sense of camaraderie. He's trying to, show that he can be closer to me and I guess expedite that relationship by doing things like that. So I know what that is. But it's just weird.
Effect because it's weird.
It's awkward.
It's weird. It's awkward. It has the opposite effect of what you're trying to accomplish. That's the same way I don't like when I meet people and they're like, "Hey, girlfriend." I don't talk like that. You can just talk to me. You could have just said, "Hey." Could have said, "What's up?" There was a plethora of other greetings that you could have used. Because now it's weird. And now I'm just looking at you like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what's the matter with you?
Or they got to let you hear them call a white person girlfriend. So you'll see that it's their personality.
It never happens. It's because I'm me. It's not because that's what they just say. And it just makes shit weird because it's just like, why you feel the need to... Why? Like, we don't even talk like that. Just FYI. I ain't never walked up to somebody, like a female friend of mine, and be like, "Hey, girlfriend." Like, never has that ever happened. Don't talk like that. I just say, "Hey, how you doing?" Very simple. Very simple. No, never in the history of greetings. In my history of greetings. So, yeah.
So, a politician in New York, he offered black people in the community watermelon, KFC, and Kool-Aid.
I mean, could there be a more stereotypical meal?
Now, I will say, if you think I ain't coming, you got a problem, okay? I will go get some Kool-Aid, watermelon, and fried chicken, but I will be appalled at the fact that this white guy has figured out that's how he's going to get the community there. But I will be there. I'm coming. I guess it depends. The Kool-Aid better be red. It better be sweet. The watermelon better be cut right and sweet. And the KFC better be a mix of original recipe and crispy. Not just one or the other. You ain't doing the situation no justice when you do that. And you know what? It could get more offensive. It could get blacker. It could have said, "and grape soda." It could have said, "and pickled pig feet."
Well, see, but I think he did the stereotypical black foods that most people would eat. Like, not everybody eat pig feet. Everybody eat chicken.
Most people that grew up in the country eat them pig feet.
I grew up in the country. I don't eat no pig feet. Or pig
you and me are a couple of them that didn't.
Or pigtails. None of the weird parts of the pig. Now, my mom cooked it. We just didn't eat it. She ate it. Because that's what she grew up eating. And so she just continued on. But we did not. It stopped with her. And I'm not eating no pig feet and pig ears and pigtails. And no. Absolutely not. Not going to happen.
Jim Jones Kool-Aid.
Why would you?
It's a trap. I'm still going. I mean, if it's a trap, Cole Jackson done joined the conversation. If it's a trap, I'm going to get trapped like a motherfucker. Because I'm going to get some watermelon, some KFC, and some Kool-Aid.
I think I would probably go and just be standing around side-eyeing motherfuckers the whole day. Like, why would you? That's not even like a chicken, watermelon, and Kool-Aid.
I mean, it's just crazy to me that he thinks that black folks are so uncultured. Like, bring me some fancy cheese, motherfucker. Like, bring me some champagne and wines. You know what I'm saying?
Wines.
Exactly. Like, he got 2 different type of wine. Like, I don't know which one I'm gonna like. Bring me some different wines. What else is fancy? Don't bring no caviar. Don't bring no damn fish eggs. Don't bring that shit. You can leave that where it's at. What else?
Oh, he said it's like when the police used to tell people they want something and then they got arrested. So they gonna get everybody with a warrant out. All the black people gonna come running to get some chicken and get arrested.
Y'all, if you go to the watermelon KFC Kool-Aid rundown, then make sure y'all got y'all warrants paid up and ain't got no damn tickets and the police ain't looking for you.
That's just the most racist shit. Like,
yeah, I mean, I'm getting beside the point being silly because, you know, he really just diminished African American culture down to just some chicken, Kool-Aid, watermelon loving motherfuckers.
Eating chicken and spitting out watermelon seeds and drinking 2 sweet Kool-Aid. Ain't that what you do every day?
And just because we do those things and those things are delicious does not mean that we should be exclusively diminished down to that.
Well, I wish white people start acting like they don't eat chicken. Chicken is delicious. Everybody eats chicken. It's not a black thing. Chicken is just delicious.
I don't even know how that happened. Like, when did it get to the point that
where it was just us with the chicken? I have no idea. Chicken is delicious. You can make it and you can fry it. You can bake it. You know, you can broil it. You can season it in a bunch of different ways. You got breast and wings and thighs and strips, and it's just delicious. Who doesn't like chicken? I don't think that's a black thing. And watermelon is refreshing and delicious. I don't understand.
I think that happened because watermelon is big and it's easy to feed a bunch of people. And so if you talk about slavery, I think that a lot of that stuff was leftovers and things that were just cost effective to feed slaves, because, you know, it ain't like you want to feed the black people, but, you know, they need energy to pick that cotton. So you got to give them something. Yeah. So give them the pig feed and the pig tails and all that jazz and some watermelon and call it a day.
That's so just the worst. It's the absolute worst.
Politics is getting ridiculous. It's just pandering, ain't it?
Especially free chicken.
Nothing worse than free, nothing better than free chicken.
It's delicious. I didn't even have to pay for this shit. I just rolled up and got some chicken. Cool.
Unless it's Jim Jones chicken.
Well, yeah, you don't want that. Be the last chicken.
Jim Jones chicken. Yeah, no, we don't need that.
Last chicken you ever eat. I don't know why politicians pander, because it's offensive. And even like some shit like that, even if I was like for you after that shit, fuck you, dude. Fuck you. You didn't diminish me down to chicken, watermelon, and Kool-Aid. Then Kool-Aid. You didn't even bring no sodas. You gonna go and get some 15-cent packets of Kool-Aid and sugar.
So, I think what we talking about is like overt pandering. Then we got covert pandering, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is what Hillary Clinton do.
About the sauce.
Because she don't come out.
Sauce in her bag.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she don't come out and just be like, hey, all black people are this. She just be like, hey, you want to see me whipping nay-nay? Let's do it. Or, hey, I got hot sauce in my bag, swag. I bet she ain't even listen to Beyonce album. I bet somebody in her campaign just came up and said, hey, you know what? Beyonce came out with an album. I found some lines in there that I think if you can use them in these black interviews, you'll do good.
Shit, she might have listened to Lemonade. She got a cheating husband. She can relate to Lemonade. She can relate to it. Maybe she did listen to Lemonade.
But she's Hillary Clinton.
She still might be riding.
She can relate to it. She listened
car.
to a country ass album about heartbreak. She listened to Taylor Swift about heartbreak. She don't listen to Beyonce about heartbreak.
She might be rolling around in her car talking about, yeah, who the fuck do you think I hear? She might, you don't know.
Back in 96. She did that shit long ago. She over that shit. She trying to be the president now.
True.
She trying to do the shit. What if she just trying to get in the presidential office, just do the same shit that he did to her while he was the president?
It won't be the same. Like, will dudes admit that they slept with Hillary Clinton? Like, Monica Lewinsky was, trying to get some exposure. Will a dude, like, because y'all know how y'all do, you'll sleep with people and don't want nobody to know about it. Will somebody go out bragging that they slept with Hillary Clinton?
I don't know.
I mean, from a dude's perspective.
I would say I wouldn't, but I wouldn't sleep with Hillary Clinton ever. So I don't know what some dudes would do. I'm sure some dudes would, but it wouldn't be me.
I mean, I guess. I just don't think it would have the same kind of thing as, like...
She would definitely get, like, impeached. Like, they'll slut shame her as the president and then put her out. Like, I don't think Hillary Clinton gonna even be able to have sex her 4 years in the office. If her and Bill Clinton even have sex. She's 68. What that make Bill Clinton about? How old is he? He gotta be older than her.
I do have Kool-Aid in my house, Anthony, by the way. Sure do. I like the mixed berry kind. I actually need to make some more because I drank the last of it before I came here. Mixed berry. And your brother asked if we think Beyonce and Hillary Clinton ever met. I don't know. Maybe it's something because Beyonce be at the White House. Well, she was at the White House a lot with the Obama. So
but not in 96. 96, she was what?
No, I'm talking about
11?
now. Current. He didn't say back then. He just said if they've ever met. She could have recently met her. Like if she was at one of the correspondence dinner or something, because
I bet Hillary Clinton walked up to her and said, "Did you hear my hot sauce comment? I keep hot sauce in my bag. Look, just pull out hot sauce. Go tell your people." That's probably exactly how it went. Don't let them know I got hot sauce. But the hot sauce comment is true. Because she keeps a little grab bag that actually has a little bitty bottle of Tabasco in her bag. But to be fair, it's probably been in there sealed up for the last 20 years.
I don't get people who carry condiments around with them. Like, I like Italian dressing. And I like real Italian. I don't like vinaigrettes. And I don't like when restaurants make their own version of that shit. So I could very easily carry around Italian dressing with me just in case I went to a restaurant that happened to have Italian dressing that I didn't like. I'm not gonna carry condiments around in my bag, though. I don't understand that. Like, I just don't get it.
Well, some people grow up with a situation where they been eating this particular thing for so long that they can't even eat food without it.
I guess.
I.e., somebody I know who eat ketchup on everything. And the first time I experienced it, it blew my mind because I thought that he was messing up my food because. I'm telling you, it was mashed potatoes, some beef,
ketchup in
it was bread, and he put ketchup on everything. And it's like more psychological than it is, taste. Because his taste buds don't even register the ketchup. Like, he can still taste everything because he been eating everything. So it just looked like to me that you just ruined everything with ketchup, but that ain't the case.
Ketchup ain't even that good to me.
I mean, ketchup helped. Would it help? I mean, it helped. It helped hot dogs and hamburgers.
Yeah, like that. But
it helped baked beans a little bit.
I don't put ketchup in baked beans.
I do. My baked beans are delicious.
Nah, I'm not gonna eat your baked beans.
Yes, you will. Yes, you will.
I'm gonna remember. This goes back to the conversation of you putting. What was it? You were putting in stuff sugar and things that I didn't know about.
But everything you ate was delicious, right?
It still bothers me that I eat sugar.
I'm sure I could give you something that wasn't very delicious, but I'm sure most of them were delicious.
It still bothers me
that I ate. You psychologically talk yourself out of eating my food because I put stuff in it that you can't tell makes it any less or more delicious.
It's the principle thing.
Principles don't work right here because you don't know about it. You just got to deal with it.
But I know that you do it sometimes. It just threw me all off.
What else you got?
I think I talked about everything.
You talked about everything you had?
Yeah, Gabby, 19th Amendment, Tommy, Jeff Sessions.
It's a barbershop in Michigan that is giving $2 off per haircut if you read a book while it's going on. Oh shit!
What?
Cole Jenkins said white people in the slave days called them nigger apples. Watermelons?
Oh.
Damn. I will definitely have to look that up.
Hell no. Oh, they said it on the other.
Yeah, on the other one.
I love that shine in the back. Red's favorite. Don't do that.
He did it.
Don't do that, Colin. I asked him to take it down, and he didn't. So I'm trying. You see, I'm not looking that direction because I don't want to see it.
You'll be all right. So the story I was talking about was a barbershop in Michigan that gives young boys $2 off of their haircut if they read a book while they there. That's
cool.
Yeah, it's like trying to get these young boys to be about something. He remind me of Pop Shot from Luke Cage for some reason.
Well, yeah, they were playing video games and that, or they weren't reading.
Yeah, but it's alright though. They couldn't cuss.
No,
they couldn't swear. Yeah. Or they had to put money in the swear jar.
I would have paid his light bill every month. I curse so much. I would have. Well, no, I could stop because I don't curse around my parents. So
you also would not have been in the barbershop.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. I wouldn't have been. 2 people found it.
Yeah, it's all good.
4 now. It went up. I still haven't had an opportunity to put that sign on the guy's window. He ain't been parking crooked anymore. That makes me sad. I really wanted
You got them together. What you mean it make you sad?
I really wanted to put the sign
on there. What do you want, ma'am? I mean, do you want his ass to park straight, which is the reason for all you wanting to whoop his ass? Or do you want him to park crooked so you can use this sign, subsequently making you want to whoop his ass again?
I mean, I'm glad that my conversation with him was enough because he hasn't been parking crooked anymore. But I was all hyped up about being able to use that sign. So it's okay.
You should go find crooked cars in your apartment complex and use that sign on crooked cars anyway.
Well, I don't get as upset unless I'm trying to park beside him.
Look, the last thing I got to talk about is this black doctor that was on the Delta flight.
People ain't shit.
Apparently, there was a man about to damn die, fishing out, I guess, I don't know, had the shakes or something was going on, and he became unresponsive, and the stewardess said, "Hey, is there a doctor in the house?" I don't imagine she said it all cliche like that, but is there a doctor in the house?
The Anthony said, y'all should go ahead and start the GoFundMe to keep Red free. I'm not gonna get locked up. I'm not gonna get locked up. I was nice when I talked to him the first. See, here's the thing. I think because I think he finds me attractive, even though I was like nagging at him about some shit, he took it in stride and was just like, yeah, I don't normally park. Like, he apologized. But I feel like if I was less attractive, that he would have been like, bitch, I don't care them. And then I would have had to whoop his ass. So I think that he was as pleasant about it because that's what dudes do. Like, I think that he didn't like get upset. Now, if I put the note on his car,
he was like, I'm gonna get her by parking straight. She gonna notice. She gonna notice me.
I ain't paying him no attention other than the fact that his car be parked straight. That's been about it.
But there's on Delta, there was a dude about to die, and the stewardess asked for a doctor, and a black woman stood up and said, "Hey, I'm a doctor." And the woman sat her down and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am, we don't need you." And then she stood up again and said, "But you need a doctor, and I'm a doctor." And then she said, "Well, where are your credentials?"
Bitch, I'm on a flight. You think I just carry you around? Like, girl.
So a white man walked up and said, "I'm a doctor." And she said, "Okay, he's over here." And then she told the black lady he has his credentials. Mind you, he just walked up. She don't know nothing about him except he white. And so what happened was this man became stable, and the stewardess continued to ask her for help about how to keep him stable and keep it from happening again. So they checked his blood pressure and did a bunch of stuff to keep him while he was supposed to be. And her perspective was, she was helping him out, not her. But she was like, Delta gonna pay. But what came from Twitter, which turns out to be about the best place to be passive aggressive, is what a black doctor looks like, in which all the black doctors have unified and posted pictures of themselves in that situation.
How you gonna tell me I ain't a doctor because I don't have credentials? I'm on a flight, obviously going somewhere. It's not like I'm just gonna sit around and think there might be an emergency in which I'll need to show my doctor credentials. Let me make sure I have them shits. Like, girl, I would have probably cussed out. Like, she handled it it sounds like she handled it in a very diplomatic way.
That's easy. It's easy to get kicked off of flights these days.
Yeah.
If you're trying to get the way you're going. She asked her why she was in Detroit.
Because I'm grown. Because I'm grown and I bought a ticket and that's what the fuck, like.
I guess implying that if she was from Detroit that she wouldn't be a doctor because ain't no black doctors in Detroit.
I hope she sued the shit out of them.
They offer her some free Sky Miles.
No, I don't want that. I want some money.
Listen, you give me money or you give me free flights for life. Listen, you can buy my silence. You can buy my silence. I'll just let you know. Free flights for life will be fascinating, you know. Just one person. But if you give it to one person, you have to give it to other people, so you can't give it to anybody.
Also, if y'all have any last questions that you want to ask, now will be the time to type them shits.
Yeah, because we reaching podcast max capacity. You know, our podcast always an hour and 30 minutes long, roughly.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sorry about that, but we ain't here to talk for 45 minutes. We here to talk about shit we here to talk about. You feel me? And so that's kind of what we started the podcast for. A part of it is, you know, this the shit we've been shooting on her couch for a long time.
This is what we do anyway. Like, it really is.
Yeah,
we just recording it. That's all.
I mean, shit, we condensing how we do it down to an hour and a half versus the 3 hours that we do it. You know, so this is just what it is.
But yeah, any last minute questions, go ahead and be sending them in now so that we can answer them if you have them.
Any last requests? If you was on death row and they was like, you getting your last meal, what would yours be?
What would my last meal be? I hope my brother's not watching because he's gonna kick my ass. Sweet potato, baked potato, loaded.
Both of the potatoes?
Sweet potato tastes different than a baked potato. It's not the same.
But they both potatoes.
But they're delicious.
So you have fried chicken and baked chicken too?
Yep. And then barbecue pork in the potato. Like a loaded potato like you get at
barbecue pork.
Yeah. And some Moscato.
Do they let you have alcohol?
Dude, why the hell not? You finna kill me. I can't have a last drink.
Cause that shit cost $10.
You said last meal. That mean whatever I want. Y'all finna kill me. I should be able to eat whatever. Let me have a drink to go out on.
I'm getting me a good old Wagyu steak. You ever heard of that?
No.
It is a steak with the most ridiculous level of marbling in it. Put in Wagyu in Google and look at that steak. If you know anything about food, about cooking, about Wagyu, look that junk up. It is ridiculous. Now you cook that thing up just right, you're gonna die in heaven already. You're gonna be in heaven before you die. You're gonna be sitting there. You're gonna have that little cap on top of your head from the electric chair like a damn New Era fitted. Not even giving a damn. You're like, push the lever, please. I'm good. I'm Gucci. That steak was a boss.
I don't know. I don't even think I would have an appetite. I wouldn't be wanting to eat shit. Like, if I know that you finna go, I'm gonna die after this. I don't even know that I could eat, to be honest.
You wouldn't be able to eat if you finna die.
I don't think I would.
I'm eating.
I mean, shit. Sometimes if I'm getting ready to go to the doctor, I'll be like squeamish about that shit and don't want to eat. So dying, yeah, I don't know if I could eat. Like, I don't know if I would want to eat.
Really?
I don't know.
You wouldn't know?
I don't think I would. I don't think I would want to eat if I was gonna
eat the hell out of them steaks.
I mean, you know, I guess. I don't think I would be able to.
I guess it depends on if you're going to heaven or not. Because if I'm going to heaven, then it's going to be a buffet table full of Wagyu steaks.
If you go into heaven. I think Anthony just made a comment. It's hard to see. My computer's slow.
Let me see here.
Oh, it was on the old one?
What is the next phase for the podcast?
Good question.
Why are the comments all mixed up?
I don't know.
I think he commented on the old video.
Okay, that's because I was like,
instead of the new video. So the next phase for the podcast, I don't think it's the next phase. I mean, we just talking right now. I mean, one day, hopefully, when we go to SoundCloud, the views will magically say 500. You know, because it somehow took off and everybody started listening, and then we can start advertising on the page, and then, you know, if people like it enough and we can get consistent listens, maybe we can start putting out some, making some t-shirts and stuff from some of the quotables that we got. Like, I mean, I can see a marketable future.
Yeah.
You know, if it goes that way. Otherwise, it's just gonna be me and Red talking shit.
Basically.
For the
I mean, even
future.
this, like, I would like, I know the Reed does live shows. Like, if we ever got to a point where we could do this in front of an audience, that would be kind of cool too.
Yeah, like.
So yeah, I don't know. Here's to another year. I still cannot believe it's been a fucking year.
It passed so fast.
It really
what
did.
happened?
And again, this is the most consistent I've ever been in my whole life. So, that's kind of crazy.
BG. Eddie, man, it's been a long time. I remember when your grandma used to drive us to basketball practice. It's been a long time. Let me tell you something about this dude. It's a white dude with the coldest 3-point shot ever. Everybody called him Billy Ho because from A White Man Can't Jump.
Oh, okay.
The white dude.
Okay, because I was like, Billy Ho.
Yeah.
Okay. But no.
Cold 3-point shot. But, and this is the crazy thing, because when I went to my 10-year class reunion, everybody knew everything about everybody on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, I know he got twin boys. I be seeing all his pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's kind of creepy because it's like I'm reading this comment that say, "Hey, you remember the history?" But it's like, I know your present now, and people know my present. Like, Facebook has really taken away the idea of like reunions and stuff like that.
You really don't need to have one. Like, I already know what you're doing.
Exactly. Like, we got there and essentially they was like, "I see you be baking stuff." Yeah. You got a photography business. You just adopted some kids. Yeah, I did that. I did.
Yeah.
You just don't know what people know about you because of Facebook's existence now.
Yeah. It's pretty.
But
let's skip down too far.
Let's check it out. What else we got on here?
Fave show so far. Is he saying this is his favorite show of ours so far? Asking
I don't
what
know.
Our favorite show
Let's
is.
answer what our favorite show has been.
Right now, mine's Atlanta. Bar none.
Oh, is he talking about show or the podcast show?
Podcast.
I don't know. It could go either way. It could go a lot of different ways.
What has been my favorite podcast? I don't know. I do like when AC Blow comes because I think he adds a different dynamic because he has a more traditional male viewpoint than yours.
Yeah.
And so I think that's been interesting. So and I think that's something that and answering where we go from here, I would like to have like other guests too, because I think that's always fun to have, because our opinion most of the time lines up. Very rarely do we have like a disagreement about something.
Yeah.
So like getting other people to come on gives a different perspective because we usually agree. So any show that like the dating stories episode was probably my favorite because it was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
all of his AC Blow's dates have been way worse than any of mine, but it was just fun to talk about.
And AC Blow surprisingly fits well with our conversation dynamic. Like, I just thought that it might be weird or awkward. I was coming up with plans of, if you need to speak, but it just flowed. Mm-hmm. It just flowed. Like, everybody had this mutual respect, and it played well in the podcast. Yeah. But I mean, we need some more people coming to the show.
We do.
So Anthony and Cole Jackson, Shogun and Cole Jackson, Government Name Podcast. We might be hollering at you at some point.
Yeah, because I think that would be a good way to expand, because then you have more.
So early within the first 10 episodes, I think we had an episode that was more personal, where we kind of talked about our lives and just our experiences and some stuff like that. I don't remember the name of it. Yeah. And if y'all didn't know, every one of our podcasts is named after a movie. Yes. Every one of them is named after some version, is a variation of a movie that exists. Yeah. Except maybe The third one, which the Sam Jackson, what ain't a podcast I done never heard of. It's a saying from a movie, but everything is movie related. Yeah. I want to let y'all know that Red is a movie connoisseur. She has a ridiculous collection of movies, and for some reason she wants the physical copy of the movie. So it's all this digital world and this digital life. She got a whole bunch of movies.
Let me speak to that. I like the cases. Like I'm gonna post a picture on the conversation card, the fan page, since you didn't call me out, and show y'all my movie collection is ridiculous. They are separated by genre and they're alphabetized. But I just like having the cases. Like I like the artwork on the cases, and I slowed down. I slowed down a ton. Like Netflix slowed me down, and I don't buy them as much, but I just like having the cases. And I have like 2 huge movie cases full of DVDs and Blu-rays because I just like the cases. So yeah, most of the time I just go over to my movies and try to find a movie title that fits something we talked about in the show, and then we bounce titles back and forth until something sticks. But yeah, I love movies. I've watched it's ridiculous how many movies.
Another episode that I like, clearly, was the R. Kelly episode.
Oh my God! The recent R. Kelly episode. People love that. Like they were surprised you could sing.
Yeah. So if you haven't heard that episode, is called,
what was
it? What was it called? I think it had Pride and Pedophilia.
I think it was Pride and Pedophilia.
But it was about R. Kelly, new girlfriend, 18-year-old thing. And at the beginning, I sang some renditions of R. Kelly songs that were, pedophile-ish, from his perspective. So, yeah. I mean, I can hold a note. You feel me? So, if y'all didn't check that out, y'all should listen to that episode. He did mean
the favorite podcast. He
I know. Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah. I like that too. That was funny.
Yeah,
I knew it was going to be hilarious. Like, I just knew it was going to be funny. And sometimes we do things that I don't know how people are going to react to them, or if people are going to think, that it's funny just because we think that it's funny. And I guess that it goes that way with anything that you do, that you present to people. You just never know how people are going to respond to it. So the response though has been, I don't think I've had anybody say anything like negative about the show at all. Which again surprised me because I really didn't think anybody was going to care.
Yeah. But look here, we getting to that time limit, man. I really, really appreciate everybody who commented. Anthony, aka Shogun, Cole Jackson of Government Name Podcast, German, Colin, Brandon BG, Billy Ho, 3-point shooting baller. Appreciate you, Amber, for letting us know the sound was working right. Who else coming? I want to say everybody. Eddie number 2, I appreciate you. You number 2, yes you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a whole back and forth about
Gerard, Jamal, my brother Dean Sharp, appreciate you, man.
Hey Dean.
And everybody who joined us, man, and commented and liked and shared and everything, I really appreciate y'all. We really appreciate y'all.
And if you missed it, it will be this is the episode that'll be up. We're gonna put this up Tuesday. That's why we have the mics in front of us. So or if you just want to have a listen again, it will be up on Tuesday like the regular podcasts are. So yeah. This worked out well. We didn't know how this was gonna go. Trying to look at comments and make sure we responded to everybody that said something. But it actually worked out much better.
It was cool.
Yeah,
it was cool.
So this wasn't hard. We, might do this again at some point.
Yeah, this was fun.
Yeah.
You got anything else on your mind?
I do not.
Well, that's it. And until we con the next conversation,
we out.
Holla.